Hello everyone, I am Kaylee Brown, our Director of Elementary Special Education here in Center Grove. I'm so excited to share with you guys a little bit of information regarding our Developmental Community Preschool program that we hold at Sugar Grove Elementary. If you're watching this video, you are probably interested in having your son or daughter attend as a peer model within our program, and I think after today you are going to learn so much and be so excited about the possibility. So a few things that you're going to be learning today. One is, what is a developmental community preschool program? Not every school district offers this, and I'm so excited that Center Grove does. And so we will be sharing more information about what that program is. Another thing we're going to learn today is, what is a peer model? You again are considering having your child attend our program as a peer model, so we want to make sure that your child could be the right fit in serving as a peer model. We're also going to walk you through a day in the life of a preschool student. We'll give you an example schedule and share some pictures and videos of a classroom within our preschool program. We'll also talk about details, day, time, cost, and safety precautions that we're taking within our preschool program this year and into next. And then last but not least, we're going to answer a couple of commonly asked questions that we've had across the last couple of years, and also share information of contact information for if you were to have additional questions that arise after you view this presentation today. So let's talk a little bit about what is Developmental Community Preschool. All right, this slide is going to share information about that Developmental Community Preschool program. We have a couple bullet points here. There are so many great things that our program has to offer, but here are a few pieces that we feel like makes our program the best. One is that our Developmental Community Preschool program is a public school-based program that has a 50-50 ratio of students with disabilities to peer models. So each of our classrooms have at maximum 20 students within that classroom, and again, that ratio would be 50-50. So 10 students with special needs and then 10 students that would be serving as our peer models. Each of our classrooms are taught by highly trained and certified teachers. This is something, again, that Center Grove is really, really proud to offer, that each of our students are taught by a licensed teacher, all of which actually are special education teachers as well. We utilize research-based curriculum that are aligned to Indiana state standards, so you can be sure that your student is working towards skills that is going to lead them to be a successful kindergarten student. We're committed to your child's academic growth, their social growth, as well as their emotional growth. We realize how important it is to shape and model our students from a whole student standpoint, and so touching on all three of those areas is really important to us as teachers and staff. We also allow for a structured school setting, and we provide kindergarten preparation and readiness opportunities. Sugar Grove houses our K-5 elementary program, which is great to have our preschool program there as well, because it gives our teachers and our students access to those kindergarten classrooms and teachers to make sure that we're collaborating and creating those opportunities for students to get some of that kindergarten experience, for them to be most successful as they transition to kindergarten in the future. Last but not least, we are very student-centered within our program. We make sure that all students can learn at high levels. Being that this is a developmental community preschool program, we have such a range of needs and range of levels, and our teachers are wonderful at making sure that they give all students the opportunities to learn at each of their levels and make growth in all of those levels. I'm now going to share with you a little bit more information on our research-based curriculum that we use within our preschool program. Across the years, we've done a lot of research on making sure that we've identified the best curriculum for our teachers to use with the range of needs and levels within our program. And we're excited to have these top 3 research-based programs that we use each and every day within the classrooms. One is Handwriting Without Tears. Another is our Connect for Learning program, and last but not least, we utilize letter and number exploration as well. More information regarding these research-based programs will come to you as your child enters the program. You'll see lots of different activities that get sent home, so you can see what your child's doing within the classroom, and also things that you guys can be working on as parents at home that will allow you guys to kind of enrich what it is that we're doing at school. So now we're going to learn a little bit more about what a peer model is. We want to make sure that as a peer model, your child is the perfect fit. We want it to be a great fit for him or her, and we also want it to be a great fit for our program. So a peer model is a child without special needs between the ages of 3 and 4 and pre-kindergarten age. Our peer models are expected to be fully toilet trained and demonstrate age-appropriate skills across the following areas: communication, motor abilities, social skills, behavior, and academics. As you go through the application process to become a peer model, you're going to identify that there are certain questions that we ask that is going to allow us to understand your child and his or her needs better across those areas that I just mentioned. Here you're going to be able to see a glimpse of our students working within each of their classrooms. So you can see there's hands-on learning taking place, we have technology that we're able to utilize within the classroom, and lots of paired up learning or collaborative learning. It's really important for our students to be able to learn and grow amongst one another. So now let's jump into a schedule. What can you expect to see for your son or daughter if they were to attend within our program? Our students within our Developmental Community Preschool program attend for 2 hours and 45 minutes. An example daily schedule is here on the screen. You can see that our students arrive. They head straight into table time typically. That is about a 15-minute period where, again, they might be working with a teacher or an instructional assistant, but always working amongst one another as peers. They then will go into a large group activity or circle time. This takes place for about 20 minutes. Our students have access to recess on the playground when it's nice and warm outside, and even when it is not warm or it is raining outside, we do provide that access to recess indoors where students have access to games, technology, and other fun activities that they can interact with one another. We have the opportunity for snack. That's about 15 minutes. This is a great opportunity for us to work on vocabulary and language and good manners and sharing skills across all of our students. We have music and mindfulness. We then go into large group instruction, and it's going to be taking that research-based curriculum that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago and making sure that we are aligning those skills to student need and developing our students. We then go into station work. We operate across 4 stations. That in total is 50 minutes. But each of those stations lasts anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. We have one more large group gathering, and then it is time for dismissal. Depending on your child's classroom and your child's teacher, the order of those activities might be mixed up a little bit, but it's important to know that each of those areas that I just reviewed are things that are incorporated into your child's schedule on a daily basis. Now let's meet our team. We have 6 teachers who teach across our Developmental Community Preschool program. We have Mrs. Willie, Mrs. Curry, Mrs. Blakely, Mrs. Ely, Mrs. Thomas, and Mrs. Creek. And here in just a couple of moments, you're going to learn a little bit more about them as we share a video that they can introduce themselves. So let's take a look at our space within our Developmental Community Preschool program at Sugar Grove. Here in just a minute, I'm going to share with you guys a virtual tour of one of our preschool classrooms. Not every classroom looks identical to this, but it gives you a good idea of how the classrooms can be set up to really maximize those opportunities for small group learning and whole group learning. You can also see here that we have a wonderful playground that allows our students to practice those good turn-taking skills, social skills, and gross motor skills. And I also want to share with you that in January of 2023, preschool will move into its new home. Don't be frightened. It's still on Sugar Grove's campus. If you've been over there, you can see lots of construction taking place. And what that construction is our new home for preschool. So we're so excited about this new space, and we're excited that our kids are going to have the opportunity to move into that space in January of 2023. More information will come to you if your son or daughter is a peer model within our program closer to that date, but we did want to let you know that that move would take place during next school year. Here we share a little bit of information in regards to how we create opportunities for students to learn. We realize that students ages 3 to 5 need multiple and variety of ways of learning, so we make sure to use hands-on, multi-sensory approaches to play and learning. We practice fine motor and gross motor skills as well as social emotional skills each day. Now I want to share details with you regarding times, days, and costs for our preschool program. We run our program in 2 sessions. We have one AM session and one PM session. Our AM session is designated for our students who are 3 and early 4-year-olds. This session runs from 8:45 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. 4 days a week, and that's Monday through Thursday. So our AM classes do not come on Fridays. The cost for our AM session is $150 a month. We also run our PM session, which is for our older 4 and pre-kindergarten age students. Those are our students who are likely transitioning into kindergarten the following year. That program runs from 1 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. The cost of that PM session is $180 a month. Transportation is not provided for our peer models. When you come to the school, you're going to see that we do have students getting off of buses, but those are our students with special needs who are utilizing that special transportation. So it's important to note that families have to provide transportation both to and from school for their child. Now I'd like to give you the opportunity to learn a little bit more about each of our teachers within our Developmental Community Preschool program. Take a look.
I attended Miami University and graduated in 2008. I taught for 5 years in Essential Skills at Maple Grove Elementary, and then I decided to stay home with my 3 kiddos. And when my son was being evaluated for the developmental preschool, there was a half-day position open, so I started half-day and then moved to full-time when he turned 3 and entered the developmental preschool program. I am pursuing my master's in special education with a focus as a director of exceptional needs. Something that I love the most about our program is that it helps just teach compassion for others from a very young age. We know that early intervention is really important for all students, but we know that the younger that kids are exposed to other people who are different than them, the more accepting and willing they are to accept those differences. And so it just becomes a normal part of their lives, which is something that I just love, because then there's more time for them to develop those really true friendships. My classroom is cool because I have a variety of students who have different needs. And so when you walk into my classroom, you may not know who the student is that is here for special education and who is just a regular fun friend to play with. Everybody brings their own strengths to the table, and everybody has fun together, and we just learn and grow and have fun playing. We have all kinds of fun toys. We have the coolest playground, and it is a lot of fun to come play. We have all kinds of fun. We get messy. We have really fun snacks. We do silly story times. We get to ride tricycles. Sometimes we even go on really fun field trips, and it's just a lot of fun.
I went to Ball State for elementary and special education. I think the developmental preschool is a good transition for our little preschoolers to come into the school system, and all the teachers do a really good job of welcoming students and setting high standards for getting them ready for kindergarten. It's always positive in my classroom, so I like to always start the day with a smile and try to end with a smile. We're ready to have you come and play with us.
I have my bachelor's in elementary education, K through 6, and also a degree in special education, servicing pre-K through 12. It's such a great choice because it's such a welcoming and inclusive environment. We see so much growth in developmental preschool. It's amazing to watch our kids grow from the first day they come to the day they leave our program and go on to kindergarten or other programs out in the community. It's just amazing to see how much they learn and grow with us over time. An awesome thing about my classroom is our dance party breaks or yoga time. We have so much fun spreading out and get some movement in, getting some breaks, and just being silly and enjoying each other in between some of our activities. I am so happy you're here. I can't wait to meet you, and I can't wait for us to have fun together.
I started teaching years ago. I have my elementary ed license, and then I went on and got my special ed license. And then I actually did some developmental therapy, and I really found that I loved the littles, and I was lucky enough to be able to get a job here at the developmental preschool, and I've been here ever since. It's just a place where we include everybody, and the kids have so much fun. Children learn to accept children for who they are. We have kids coming into our classroom right now, and we have students in my class that we have some children that are actually in wheelchairs, and the kids that come into our room, I don't even think really realize that the children are any different. They just accept them for who they are and learn early on that everyone, even though we're different, we're all the same. What's so fun about my classroom is that it is never the same, no matter how much you play it. Every day is different, and we incorporate music and playing, and we do a lot of creative things. We take art, and we use that to learn. Play is a really important part of learning and growing, and we like to play and have fun.
I have a background in elementary education from IUPUI, and I also have a special ed endorsement from Indiana Wesleyan. My classroom is very cool. We come in seeing all the kids learn and grow throughout the year. They just flourish, and it's been so cool to see that. What makes Center Grove Preschool so special is getting to see all the different kinds of children that come in, seeing them grow, seeing them start out, some of them very shy, and then they really grow throughout the year, and they're like a totally different child by the end of the school year. It is so cool to see. We welcome you. We're excited to have you here. I hope you come. We have lots of toys to play with. All of the other kids would be great to be happy to meet you, and we would just have a good time here.
I have been teaching for over a decade, well, preschoolers for over a decade, and I love teaching at the Developmental Community Preschool. Part of the thing about it is it's just my passion to work with kids. I graduated from Ball State with an elementary degree, and then I got my master's in early childhood special education. So one of the things when you're looking at preschool, you really want something that reaches the whole child. The Developmental Community Preschool reaches both the academic side of your child and the social emotional side. So you're learning to not only do school, but how to do life. I have to think about my classroom. There's a few things that really stand out to me. One of it is just the bonding that takes place in the classroom. When you're looking at the growth that all the students make, they're not just making the growth in your traditional ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, numbers, academics, and shapes. They're also making it with their confidence. They're making it through their relationships with others in the room. It is so cool to sit back and see, I can facilitate this, and they are learning. If you want to come join us, expect to have a lot of fun.
Now I want to take a moment to share with you some frequently asked questions. I hope these answers are helpful to you. Here in just a minute, if you have questions that are remaining, please don't hesitate to reach out at the contact information provided. A common question that we get asked is in regards to a child who is an older aged 4 or maybe an aged 5 student who would be assigned to our PM class. Earlier, I had mentioned that we have those two classes. We have an AM session and a PM session, and our AM session is designated for our younger students, whereas that PM session is designated for our students who are more pre-kindergarten age. The curriculum that we used is aligned to the students' age levels as well as ability levels. So it's really important that the curriculum that we're teaching is aligned to your students. So we are making sure that they can learn and grow at their individual level. With that being said, if a student is age 5, we would be placing them within our PM classroom to make sure that they have access to that curriculum that is going to allow them to be most successful in transitioning onto kindergarten. Another question that we get asked is, can my child attend part-time? We are mindful of how many students that we do have operating on that part-time schedule, as we want to make sure that our students with disabilities do have access to a full range of peer models on a consistent basis. So if you're looking at your child to attend part-time, please make sure that you share that information with us, but that isn't always something that we can grant. Will I have the opportunity to meet the teacher prior to the school year starting? Just like our open house opportunities that we have for kindergarten through 5th grade, we provide that same opportunity for our preschool students. So as that information gets announced and released for next school year, we will make sure that any of our peer models who have been selected are provided with that same information for preschool. Another question that we get sometimes is in regards to a child attending for both the morning and the afternoon session. As I mentioned on that first question, the curriculum that we utilize is really aligned to age and ability levels, and so we just offer a half-day program at this time. So if your child is placed within our PM program, they would not have access to the morning program as well. And I know transportation can be a tough one for families, and so this is probably one of our most commonly asked questions. Are there any exceptions for bus transportation? Unfortunately, at this time, there are not. We do have some parents that buddy up together and carpool, and so we can try to connect you and help with that. But in regards to bus transportation, we do not make exceptions at this time. If you have any additional questions, Please don't hesitate to look at our school website, which is linked in here, which gives you a lot of additional information regarding our preschool program. You can also contact Lisa Harden at the email here or at the phone number listed here. I've shared a lot of great information with you today, and I hope you have everything you need to determine whether or not you'd like to have your child be a part of our developmental community preschool program at Sugar Grove Elementary as a peer model. If you are interested, please make sure that you apply at the link listed in this presentation. First and foremost, you have to get that application in. Limited space is available, so please make sure that you get those applications in as quickly as you can. Applications will be reviewed and invitations will be sent via email by April 8th. Please know that all families will be contacted by April 8th. For children who are invited to join our preschool program as a peer model, your registration and payment will be due by May 2nd. That payment and registration will reserve your spot, so please make sure that it is provided to us by May 2nd. And then last but not least, I wanted to let you guys know that the first day for our preschool students is on August 9th. That is 1 week later than our K-12 students start, and that is because we allow for our preschool teachers to go and help foster that first week of school environment for our former preschool students out in our kindergarten buildings and classrooms. So we're so excited for that opportunity that we provide to our former preschool students, and we just wanted to let you know that there is that delayed start. We just wanted to be sure that we shared that delayed start information with you guys because it is 1 week later than our K-12 calendars run. Thank you guys for signing on to learn more about our developmental community preschool program at Sugar Grove. We are so proud of this program and all that it has to offer, and know that we've had so many students come through with such great opportunities for learning, and we're really excited about the possibility of having your son or daughter serve as a peer model next year. Thank you and have a great day.